Welcome everyone to Side Draft and welcome to our review of the ASCO Uniforms 500 from Charlotte Motor Speedway. The much shorter race than the 600. It was just like a little over half the distance that the 600 was, so it went by very quick.
Yeah, it wasn't like the 600, like went forever, but definitely a short race. And they started off and it's all driving aggressive too. So.
Very aggressively, especially early on. William Byron and Alex Bowman. The field was inverted from, whoever started 20 or finished 20th last week is now first, and who started first is now 20th. So if you won the race on the 600, you're pretty much going to have a tough time.
Yeah, so those that started 20th, they had a lot of work to cut out for them.
Eric Almirola, he had to start from the back due to unapproved adjustments. And Matt DiBenedetto would take the lead on lap 1, very strong. Almost wrecked William Byron at one point, trying to get by him.
Yeah, definitely thought he had a good car. Here he is going for the lead. It's good to see Matt D up front.
And then would have a crash on lap 1, both of the Rick Ware racing cars, the 53 and the 51. And unfortunate, I think the damage was so bad neither one of them got back out there.
Yeah, he was on fire. The Dream Giveaways car. It's kind of like the way my dreams is, just go up in flames. So I just put that in there.
And then Tyler Reddick, they said he may be leaking oil or had some sort of issue. I don't think they ever...
They checked and said he wasn't leaking any oil or anything. I don't know what they ever said it was, but he did fine through the race.
And Ty Dillon, he had some power steering issues and he just had to tough it out. And so unfortunate for the Hump Day car, because it was supposed to be ran on Wednesday, but due to rain it was now on Thursday. So they should have just stuck a "It's not Hump Day" sticker on the car.
Definitely. So you don't want to, any race you don't want to have power steering issues, and especially at Charlotte. So he probably had a tough night.
And then William Byron would eventually take the lead back from Matt DiBenedetto on the next restart. And then have the competition yellow at lap 20. That just allows everybody to make any adjustments that they need. Then Joey Logano, Michael McDowell, Ryan Blaney, and Bubba Wallace, they would all stay out. And then on pit road, William Byron would get hit by Corey LaJoie, ton of damage. We never really saw William Byron recover from this. Had a strong car early on, but just a mishap on pit road. I don't think you can call say anyone was at fault. I think it was just one of those.
Yeah, I think William just got two tires, and the pit kind of short, so Joy's coming in, and I don't know if anybody told William Byron he was coming in there. So just one of them deals happens on pit road.
Could have been William Byron's first win tonight, but unfortunately that took him out of contention. Then Clint Bowyer and Denny Hamlin, speeding penalty. They would have to go all the way in the back in a short amount of time. And then Joe Logano would take the lead. They would have a caution on lap 29. This was due to Brad Keselowski slowing. Something happened with his tire. I don't know if he blew a tire or whatever.
Yeah, I think he cut a tire and it went down and he got to the wall. Kind of going slow a little bit.
Yeah, so Brad was trying to get to the pit lane. Then Matt Kenseth in the 42 trying to slow down or miss him. Spins it around, blows the tire as well, and that caused the caution.
Yeah, they said he could have left rear. So it's kind of unusual. They both cut a tire in the same turn there.
Yeah, so, but unfortunately, red flag for lightning after this moment, and so we got to do another Q&A on YouTube. So thanks to all of you who joined us for that. And then finally, after about an hour or two later, I was going back racing with Logano versus Ryan Blaney, and then Joey Logano would win stage 1. So far, very intense racing throughout the field.
Yeah, Blaney, he had a good car in the 600. He can come to the field and finish third, and here he is again, once again, to continue his good run.
In stage 2, Joey Logano versus Ryan Blaney again. And then this time we'd see like 4 wide on the restart. Just a lot of aggression. And sometimes when you're really aggressive, unfortunately it doesn't work out. And for Kyle Busch, it did not work out. He made some contact with Eric Almirola. That would blow the tire. No caution. I think it probably should have been a caution.
Probably so.
Because Kyle Busch was going dangerously slow, just limping around the track. And
yeah, I think Eric Almirola really liked the fudge brown inside of his car and thought he'd go up there and...
He took a bite out of it.
He bite.
So Kyle Busch would have to go through the pit lane. Was about 2 laps down. We never really saw him again, aside from when he was in the leader's way.
Yeah, he had a big old piece of sheet metal sticking out. I mean, he's like, you know, he can just go up there and cut everybody's tires if he wants to.
just have something fun to do. Just cut everybody's tire. But fortunately, he didn't cut anybody's tire. Probably raced Joey Logano a little bit more aggressively than he should have because of that. But thankfully, they made no contact. Then would have a caution for the 00. He would get into the wall because of Brennan Poole. I think Brennan Poole just got either loose or tight and just drifted up into him, and they would both crash. And then after that, this would be where Kevin Harvick, he would pit. I think at this time he was leading, just barely got the lead over Logano. Then Alex Bowman would stay out, and then Martin Truex Jr. said he hit the wall. Didn't really see a whole lot out of the Gibbs cars aside from Denny Hamlin.
Yeah, pretty much. And Kevin Harvick, he had an awesome car. He could come through the field. He could move up. He could pass them high or low. He can move pretty much anywhere on the track and pass anybody.
At least for the first 30 laps, he was just like a madman going out there, just passing everybody. But then since he would give up the lead, this would be where Alex Bowman would. He'd pretty much dominate the rest of the stage. The only thing else that happened was Matt Kenseth would have a loose wheel. He'd have to go back down the pit lane. So unfortunately for him, just hasn't had a fun time recently in the Cup Series.
He just hadn't had very good races here lately. So very tough time being back in the car.
And then, you know, Alex Bowman would go on to win stage 2. Then stage 3 would happen. Very fast race. It was like kind of like a truck race with how fast the stages was going. Probably a little bit more of a Xfinity.
It had like an Xfinity feel to it.
So. Yeah, it really did. So
I like Xfinity races.
They go by so much quicker.
Yeah.
But Alex Bowman would lead again off pit road. Clint Bowyer would be too fast entering, and Clint Bowyer just, you know, like Matt Kenseth, hasn't had that much fun recently in the Cup Series.
Clint Bowyer just couldn't find a 4-leaf clover.
Nope.
Yeah, he's been speeding a lot on pit road tonight. I don't know if he just didn't get the right speed set on his car or what, but he want to be fast on pit road.
I wish we could still get the Clint Bowyer and Fox side by side, you know, like we did in the iRacing. I think it'd be a lot of fun commentary. But then John Hunter Nemechek, I believe he was in the top 10 at the time. The jack fell on the car, or the car fell off the jack. I don't know how the jack would fall.
Why'd you put the jack up there for?
What's on your mind?
I don't know. But then Kevin Harvick would pass Alex Bowman on the outside at Charlotte. Yes, the outside. You know, normally the outside is the lane that doesn't make the passes here at Charlotte.
Yeah, he had the Carl Edwards lane and just went past him.
The video game lane, pretty much. So then Alex Bowman trying to catch Kevin Harvick. I believe he eventually would have caught Harvick for the lead, but you can't do that when you hit the wall, and that he did. Bowman just slammed into the wall.
He just snapped loose all of a sudden. Ain't sure what happened to his car or what, but you know, he likes the car to look real loose anyway, and I don't know if he just snapped loose and or he was trying too hard and just hit the wall.
And then we'd have a caution for Timmy Hill, and then it'd be Harvick versus Denny Hamlin. Denny Hamlin just hadn't had a good night, and all of a sudden, here he is in the top 5, starting.
He got magic powers.
The magic Denny powers, and there he is. You know, Denny didn't even get to really participate in the Coke 600, and here he is tonight.
Yep. Sometimes he just shows up at the very end.
I mean, I think right now Denny Hamlin's the best at Joe Gibbs Racing. Truex has had his moments.
Truex was like, Emily picked me, I should quit.
Yeah, Truex was Emily's pick. Truex, he had a good night in the 600 until like the cautions fell the wrong way for him, and he just hasn't had the run that he had last season, where he's winning all these races. But his first win last season came late in the race, or late in the season too. So we could see him and Kyle Busch starting to step it up here.
Yeah, once they get in a rhythm, I think they'll be okay.
And then Eric Jones' penalty for pitting outside of the box, and he thought it was a pass-through penalty, so he had to back up and go and sit in the box for a little bit.
Yep, and the official just held him there for a lap. So
yeah, big penalty at a 1.5 mile track. If this would be Bristol, that wouldn't be that big of a deal. Just there's gonna be a caution in like 15 laps anyway. So, but here there was no other cautions the rest of the race. And then Bubba Wallace, he'd crash into the wall with about 43 to go. No caution though, so unfortunately for him, his day was done. Something with the hub, and
yeah, I was very surprised by Bubba Wallace. He was running the top 10s at one point. I was like, wow, Bubba's in the top 10.
and then I was like, wow, we get to finally talk about Bubba Wallace having a good run, and then all of a sudden, there he goes in the wall. So
You just cursed
yeah.
him.
yeah,
He had the hub problems at the 600 too, so ain't sure if they got that problem fixed yet.
So at this point, Harvick was running away with it, looked like he was going to win the race, and then all of a sudden, his car just goes away, just poofs out of nowhere.
He
Harvick was Steve's pick to win. I think that's what happened.
gave him the curse.
I did give him a curse. I mean, come on, Kevin, you gotta get it done.
So like we had an intense race from stage 1 and stage 2, and stage 3 everybody just kind of drove around for,
There was
for a couple
cruising.
laps.
Yeah,
Just cruising.
Yeah, Blaney and Chase, they battled out a little bit, and both of them was pretty fast. But I think Chase was a little bit faster and got in the second place and ran Harvick down.
And then Harvick went all the way to 10th. He's still keeping his streak from the top 10s, but he's really got to figure out how to keep, both a short run car and a long run car in these races, because if not, he might not make the final 4.
Yeah, last caution they didn't make no adjustments on the car. I thought it was really great. I believe the track really changed during that last run. So.
It was really the opposite from the 600 for Harvick, because in the 600 he did nothing for most of the race, somehow finishes in the top 5. And then this race, he dominated the race, led the most laps, and then barely finishes in the top 10. And then Chase Elliott, he's had like kind of the okay day, then all of a sudden, there he is. So after all of this time, the past couple of weeks, we've talked about the misfortunes of Chase Elliott getting crashed at Darlington.
But I think I changed that when I picked him for the trucks.
And then he goes to Charlotte, almost wins one of the biggest races of the season, definitely the longest race of the season. And then with 2 laps to go, teammate crashes, makes the wrong pit strategy, and then loses the race. And then in this race, everything just worked for him. As long as no penalties from inspection happen, I hope that's not the case, because then we'd have to record this again. So I hope that doesn't happen.
Yeah, he's probably wondering, like, hold on, the caution's going to come out again. He knows in the back of his mind,
So he could have won the past 3 races easily. Definitely would have won Darlington.
If it wasn't for Kyle Busch.
If it wasn't for Kyle
And I
Busch.
could have got a point.
And then would have won Charlotte if it wasn't for a caution. But
Yeah.
he did win Charlotte.
Yeah.
So,
So, if he gets rid of some of his bad luck, finish these races off, I believe he'll be a big contender for the championship.
as long as they can keep that speed, because now we're going to go into the summer months. And so this is where the teams like Joe Gibbs Racing, they haven't had the best of times. They're going to figure out, say, why is Hendrick fast? And they're going to figure it out. And then I think we're going to eventually see that shift in the season. But because of this, pandemic that kept us out for a couple months, I'm interested in seeing how long it takes these other teams to catch on to what Hendrick's been doing. because William Byron, Alex Bowman, Chase Elliott, and I guess you could throw in Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy's had some good runs, just not luck.
I think it's the Chevrolets. The Chevrolets are really fast this year. Look at Ricky Stenhouse. I mean, he
finished fourth in this race.
Man, it's like, wow, that's awesome.
And he could win a race this season, I think, with Stenhouse. Just gotta get the right luck. You didn't have the luck in Darlington for the first race.
I think Blaney might win.
Yeah, I think right now Hendrick and Penske is the best teams, and then you have Storthouse Racing with Harvick. His car is either super good
or super bad.
There's no in between for him.
He's just being Mr. Consistency right now with the top 10 finishes.
He just doesn't like you picking him.
Sorry, Kevin.
I'm interested in seeing how long this goes for Kevin. Like, I think it's like his 13th straight top 10. So I'm looking forward to seeing how long that goes. Could it go the whole season? Probably not.
You done jinxed it for next week.
I probably did. So don't pick Harvick.
He's gonna hunt us down now and beat us.
I'm gonna get a knock at the door. And it's
I
gonna be
didn't
Harvick,
say anything, Harvick.
and he's gonna punch me in the face.
He's gonna have a bounty on us now.
I didn't say anything. So leave me out of this.
What YouTuber can beat Sidedraft in total views? About everybody. But
Just leave me out of this.
we're the lower funded team of YouTube. But great run from Chase Elliott today. Got the win. First win of the season. It's hard to say that because I feel like he's won 5 this year. He's been the strongest car in so many of them. But you just gotta execute whenever you're the fastest car. He hasn't been doing that, but today he did. So
yeah, the win don't make up for the Coke 600, but it does feel a little better.
And it makes him happy.
And this could be the last Charlotte Oval race that we have that's not the 600. We haven't had one like that in quite a while. Of course, not the All-Star race either, but but you never know. With this pandemic, we wouldn't have had this race if it wasn't for all of this, and the schedule's just been all over the place, and I really don't know where we're going after June. I don't know what the schedule's going to look like. So I think we're officially done with the midweek races besides Martinsville. So we're not going to be cramming them all through Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We're kind of going back into the normal things of Saturday, Sunday, which we do have the Xfinity race on Monday because this race was rained out on Wednesday. We're racing on days that we shouldn't be.
Yeah, but the racing is a whole lot better. I mean, I don't know. I just enjoy the racing. I don't know because they just got back to racing, or it seems like a lot more aggression out there, and they're racing a little harder. And just, I think I enjoy the race.
Yeah, it's been for some reason it just feels different than it did before. The whole season's been a whole lot different from 2019 anyway. Like Hendrick just all of a sudden is fast now. So probably just jinxed Hendrick right there. Sorry. We're
jinxing a lot of people tonight.
Sorry, Chase, that my brother just jinxed you.
So maybe somebody that hasn't won a race yet might win a race. Just jinxed it for them. Sorry.
Just shut up.
We'll never know who it is.
Just shut up.
Will we ever get a new winner?
Nobody wins. Oh no. Now everybody wins the race. Oh no.
Just shut up.
Alright, so I hope you enjoyed this race review. Congratulations again to Chase Elliott and Hendrick
You might
Motorsports.
jinx that.
Oh no.
Just shut up.
If you wouldn't say and jinxed it, I won't jinx it. Does that make sense? But I hope you enjoyed this review. Join us for our Cup review for Bristol, and our Fast Picks should be coming out on Saturday. It's been really tough to try to get that series out, but yeah, so looking forward to Bristol next week. But before we go, I want to give a shout out to Brad Anderson for supporting us on Patreon, and thank you so much for supporting this channel. Alright, so we'll see you next time on Sidedraft.